third graders, good to see you again today. Today we're going to be doing some snowman art. Our snowman art is going to use a different perspective. Instead of looking face on at our snowman, we're going to pretend we're laying down in the ground in the snow and looking up at our snowman. You can see the snowman over here in my corner, and I am looking forward to sharing with you how we are going to make him. I look forward to also seeing your pictures today as a media submission in Canvas and tomorrow on Zoom. Can't wait to see them. Bye. Product of my snowman. Today you are going to need a blank piece of paper, a pencil, a permanent marker or a black marker, either way would be fine, and then some colored crayons for the finished product. We're going to first start with our pencil. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to think about how on my blank piece of paper. Now remember, if you don't have blank paper, you could also use lined paper. I'm going to take my piece of paper and estimate about where half is on the page. I'm just going to put a little dot there. And then I'm going to move up the right side of my paper about a quarter of the way up, maybe a third. And I'm going to make a little dot there. And then I'm going to join that in a nice arch. Now, if it's not exactly an arch, it's okay because our snowmen are never perfectly round. At least mine never are. Now, I can tell by looking at this, you will have a hard time seeing it in my video. So I'm going to switch right now to my black marker, but I want you to first do it in pencil because when we get further into the drawing, you're going to see where that will be a benefit. Okay, so I'm going to make this half circle. Remember at the end too that you can go back and erase your pencil lines. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to start probably about 2 inches up on this side at the bottom, and I'm going to do another big curve like I am making a big half circle. Okay, so I'm going to come up. It's going to finish on my page, not on the edge. And then I'm going to make, then I'm going to make what we're going to use as the scarf. Because if I don't do it now, then I won't have enough space. So this is where your pencil will come in handy. You're going to want to, I'm going to use my pencil, right? And I'm just going to outline my scarf and kind of have it flowing, but I want him to come kind of round before I put the head on. So, I need to do this part of my scarf too, and I would like it to have a few tassels. So I'm going to put that on too. I'm hoping you can see what's going on in my drawing. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Now, if I'm a third grader, I'm going to take my pencil and then I'm going to do my head. Kind of went a little wonky there. This is when using a pencil is a good idea because now I can erase that part because I don't quite like that. And I can pull it back in a little bit. Okay. I'm going to finish the rest in pencil and I'm hoping that you guys can see okay. So now, right, and you'll see why, because when I put the nose in, I'm going to need to erase. The next thing I'm going to do though is not the nose. The first thing I'm going to do is his hat. And I want him to have some white fluff around his hat, kind of like a Santa hat, but it could also just be a hat that is nice and warm with that nice warm edge. And then I can draw a hat. Now, my first one, you'll notice, was more of a Santa hat. This one, I think I want it just to be a normal hat because a lot of times when we have our snowmen, we use things that we have in our closet to decorate. So I'm going to just do kind of like a poofy hat. Okay, and I might have like a little fluff ball on the top. Okay, now I'm going to add some eyes. Okay, and I'm going to add the carrot nose. So the carrot nose is kind of tricky. He's going to be an upside down carrot, right? And then I'm going to come up here and see in this little tiny spot right there, I'm going to erase that line where the fluff was, because I'm going to want to have that as part of the carrot, not as part of the hat, because it's inside. Then the last thing I'm going to do for the body is I am going to add some arms, and they're going to be stick arms. So I'm going to just do maybe some sticks, and it could look however I want my stick to look. So maybe he's going to come down like this, right? And I'm going to give it some character for that stick, because you know when we find sticks, sometimes they may have a branch on and sometimes they don't. Okay? And then the last thing, we need some buttons. And I might want them bigger as I'm coming down, because that way, as I'm looking up at him, I can see that perspective. My carrot might have some curves on it, because if that's the way it grew. And then I want to add some coal for a mouth. And maybe he's a happy snowman, maybe he's a sad snowman. It just depends on the day. All right, so the last thing, or the next thing I want you to do, not the last thing, is now you're going to outline with your black marker. So we're going to take our black marker and we're going to go over all of these lines. Now I'm going to make my buttons black. Maybe part of them will have just a little shine on them because the sun has come out, and so it's going to get that little part at the bottom and make it more reflective. And then I'm going to get my other stick, and then I'm going to do my scarf and my scarf edge with my little frill. Now, one thing I learned when I was doing my other one is that if I want to put stripes on my scarf, now is a good time to do that. So maybe I might add some stripes, kind of how, depending on the kind of scarf you want, it doesn't have to have stripes. I do need to come up here though and do my head. Now when I get to the nose, I'm not going to go through the nose, I'm going to go around the nose so that the carrot will stick out. Okay, and then I'm going to give my depth to my carrot and then add my eyes, and maybe I'm going to have different size pieces of coal for his mouth. Okay, and then I'm going to come up and just go over the hat. And as I said, I want it nice and fluffy, because I like fluffy hats, but I'm going to make it a more of a squishy hat. Okay, now the last thing you're going to do is to color, right? And other than the part that you've marked in black, your colors can be whatever they want. If I come back here to my colored one, you'll see that I made mine green and white on the scarf, but it could be any color. It could be one color. It doesn't matter. Maybe your scarf is green and blue for Seahawks colors. And then I have an orange nose and a red hat, okay? And white fluff around my hat. But again, that's up to you. Maybe on my new one with my new hat, I'm going to make it more blue and green. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I look forward to seeing yours as a media submission. So does your teacher. So we look forward to seeing those tomorrow. Have a great night and have fun with your snowman.